All right. Welcome. We're going to get after it for the love of health. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing good. It's Thirsty Thursday. You know what that means? It means we're going to learn about how to attack our goals today and become better in every way. So welcome to the show that's designed to help you shred your old and make better your new. A better body, a better mindset, a better life. This is the School of Shred. I'm your host, John Reed, and welcome, everybody. Today's episode is going to be better shape during COVID. Can you do it? And I want to share a story with you guys about kind of my journey over this whole COVID thing and what's been going on in my life as far as fitness and all that, and share with you guys some obstacles that we have when we're stuck at home, and then some solutions that I've come up with to overcome those obstacles. And I'm going to share those and share my experience and hope to inspire or give you ideas that you might be able to do on your own. So when you lay your pretty little head down on your pillow tonight, you're better than you were when you got up today. So welcome to episode 38. Doing a quick roll call. If you're watching this, go ahead and comment in the comments section where you're at, where you're located, and throw a flex emoji. Boy, starting to sound like Joe Rogan coughing all the time on my podcast here. Anyway, as we roll on, I want to let you guys know something. This is the last week. Tomorrow is the last day to take advantage of my 10-part holistic health course on schoolofshredpodcast.com. That's 10 guides I've created for my clients over the last several years, my in-person private clientele I've created for them. I'm giving that out for free for you supporting the show. So take advantage of that offer. It's only through tomorrow, so go sign up. All you're doing is you're signing up for my newsletter, my email list for the School of Shred, and you're going to get some really good content, some really good training. In addition to that, I'm running my first webinar tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's a free webinar. I'm going to have a link in the description of this show in the notes section of the comments. So join that guy for free. You're going to get a free hour-long training on how you can shred your body fat while staying at home. So that's going to be awesome. Join the party tomorrow. Grab a health drink or some water on a Friday night and come sit down with the School of Shred. With that said, let's get into it. So episode 38, better shape during COVID. When COVID started, when we first had to stay at home and I had to take some time off of my business, I saw it as more of a vacation, I think, like a lot of people did. I think a lot of us, we got home and it was Netflix and chill and kind of taking advantage of something that, probably comes around once in a lifetime, which was an extended period of time off of work. And so in the beginning, my girlfriend and I, my significant other and I, we were watching movies and just playing a lot of games. We like to play games. So we play board games and card games and sip tea. I was playing a lot of guitar, which is one of my favorite hobbies, but we were just hanging out. We were, indulging in extra calories and just chilling out and enjoying each other. But then as this thing continued, and it was like 2 more weeks, another month, another, we're I don't know, I think we're like 5 months in now or 6 months in, and we're still not opened all the way back up. The economy isn't. So we have this really tricky scenario all of a sudden, which is a lot of us don't rely on our home. We don't leverage our home to work out and get after it. And historically, myself included, I haven't done that. I've always liked going to the gym and having that space. When I was 18 years old and I got my first, I think I was 17, I got my first gym membership in a small town that I grew up in Ellensburg. Shout out to Ellensburg. Always got to say shout out to the hometown. And all of my people back home in Ellensburg. What's up, everybody? But when I got my first membership, it was, it was my quiet space when I would go to the gym. It was the time, like I've said before, it was like the me time. It was my positivity time. So I've always liked the space of the gym. And I've never, I mean, I have stuff at my house. I have a body bob that I do some striking stuff on. I got kettlebells. You know, I've had spurts with those guys where I've used them, but you know, I do a lot of like in-depth, you know, mechanic stuff, exercise mechanic stuff where I rig up a lot of machines and do some cool stuff with that. And so I like hacking exercises at the gym. You know, I have all that equipment. So when it got shut down, I was as guilty as anybody. We're just like, well, you know, what am I just going to do, push-ups? And so through that challenge, I realized like at a certain point, like I took it as a personal challenge to me as a health coach and a trainer, that I got to figure out this new system, and I need to lead from the front and lead by example, because I'm really big on that. Like leadership to me is somebody who walks the path first. And so if I even was hoping to keep my clients in shape and want them to stay in shape, I needed to kind of lead from the front and figure this thing out. And as well as just how much I love working out. You know, I work out for a reason, because I love it. So, but I had to figure out a new routine. And what I realized is there were some obstacles in, you know, with staying at home. And so although it seems like a great privilege, and to a lot of us it is, it's nice to be home, especially if you're home with your families more, your kids, you can work from home. Like a lot of businesses are able to work from home, or like my tech professionals are working from home to like well into 2021. So that's great. That's all well and good. But there's some obstacles that I saw popping up, and that I want to share with you. So the first obstacle that I've noticed is that you're going to burn less calories with NEAT. And NEAT is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So when we're at home and we're just at our house and we're working from home, we're not getting steps in, we're not getting general movement in. Typically, you might be, if you've already addressed this, but you got to think you're actually moving much less. Just that relaxed, passive way of moving, you're moving much less than you would if you were in everyday life. If you were driving to work, you know, taking the stairs, going to the office, walking to lunch, like you're already going to get a certain amount of steps just doing that. And a lot of times, the typical American's only getting about 5,000 steps a day anyway, which is very, very low. But now that we're at home, it's not uncommon to get maybe 1,000 or 2,000 steps at your house. So non-exercise activity thermogenesis has gone way down when you're at home. And so the issue comes in when you're working your butt off, if you're working from home and you feel stressed out and you feel like you've been working physiologically, like, man, I'm tired from all these meetings I've been on. You're actually not moving. Your physiology doesn't know that. You haven't been moving. And so that's a big obstacle, is as we're at home and we're stuck at home and we're continuing to be at home more over this next 6 months or whatever, there's less activity going on. And so that's something that, you know, we need to address, and I needed to address, and that's something that I did. And it's a way that I've leveraged this time period to be the greatest opportunity to get in shape that I've ever had. So the next thing is no gym. So having no gym is an obstacle, right? No weight training. We're so used to training with weights. I know I am. That it was like, okay, well, can we just do it with body weight? And so that was a big obstacle. The next thing was when you're at home, you got more access to food. That fridge is sitting in there with heavenly sounds coming at you, just oh, and it's just constantly calling you to it. And you have to plug your ears sometimes so you don't constantly go back to the fridge and keep eating, because it's right there. You could go get some food right now. And so as you can see, you're moving a lot less, but you can also eat a lot more when you're stuck at home. And so more access to food, also more TV time. You know, Netflix has been just pumping out all these documentaries to get you addicted to just sitting in front of the TV like a zombie. And most of us have been doing it. Now, hopefully by this point, you're kind of getting fed up with it because it's been so long and it's time to get back to living. But that's an obstacle, and it's comfortable, to sit and watch TV all day, eat food, and you're moving less, and there's no weights at your house, so you're not motivated to work out because it's not your normal routine. And the last thing is less contact with bacteria. Less contact with bacteria. We're not going out in the world and we're not getting in contact with bacteria. And I'm not talking about the bacteria that's going to make you sick. That's also out there. But when we're constantly scrubbing ourselves, we're not actually building up good flora. Okay, there's beneficial bacteria in your body as well. That's what helps strengthen the immune system. You have 10 bacteria to 1 human cell in your body. Bacteria, you are more bacteria than you are human cells. You need bacteria. Just so happens that a good diet and exercise have been shown to actually help alter gut flora. And so this is really important, because if you're stuck at home, you're basically just staying in this little incubator and you're not coming into contact with anything right now. And so through movement and good food, it becomes very crucial right now to fight through this, to keep the immune system strong. Clearly, we want to keep the immune system strong in a time like right now, okay? The next thing, because that wasn't the last thing. The next thing is stress increases sugar and processed food cravings. The more you're stressed out at home, if you're thinking about how uncertain the world is right now, you're going to want to crave food, because processed food has carbohydrates. Carbohydrates can reduce cortisol levels. Okay, there's a reason that you like carby foods when you're stressed out. It actually it soothes the central nervous system. Okay, it soothes the central nervous system. The issue is that when you get low blood sugar, then you need another bump. You need another bump. So that's that one. The next one is more alcohol consumption when we're at home. Boy, have you been drinking more since you've been home? I know a lot of people have. So that's also there. You not only do you have more food and your fridge is calling to you, maybe your liquor cabinet's like, hey, have a drink tonight, man. It's vacation. You're stuck at home. So those are obstacles with staying at home. How do you create wins from home? So here's some things that I've done to create a winning at-home routine. So to combat the NEAT thing where we're not moving as much, and even getting a workout in is not good enough. Like, you got to get steps up in general movement throughout the day. The non-exercise activity thermogenesis is all the calories that you burn when you're not working out or sleeping or eating food. Okay, it's all the rest of the calories that you're burning. And so super important. You can't just sit on the couch all day and then do a 30-minute hard workout and think that that somehow is going to combat like this lack of activity. We've got to try and leverage your lifestyle to get more activity in here. So what I did and what I've done is I've used this watch here to track my steps every day, and I have non-negotiables. Okay. And so what that means is I need to go for several walks every day. I've been doing 2 or 3 walks a day. I usually do it when I get done with this show. I start the day off, I get like 3,000 steps in, and then I have general movement throughout the day. And then at night, I might go for another walk if I haven't hit 10,000 yet. My baseline is 10,000. You can pick wherever you're at. If you just start tracking your steps and you see where you're at, then you have like kind of a measurement. Okay, this is where I'm at. Say I'm doing 5,000 a day, or maybe doing 3,000 a day. Make a non-negotiable to be 5,000 for 2 weeks, and then 7,500 for 2 weeks, and then walk it up to 10 Gs. Okay. 10K a day is the challenge I got going on my Instagram feed all the time. 10K a day. But just try to move more. I've done several walks a day. I've taken on home projects. We've cleaned up the yard a lot, mowing the yard, planting flowers, doing the garden, the vegetable garden. All this stuff increases that non-exercise activity, which is really beneficial. So try to adopt a hobby around your house that has you just moving. You know, reorganize your shelves where all your food is. You know, we have a storage room that I went down and like went through and reorganized it. That was good for like 4,000 steps that day. It was amazing. And I was in one little room. The next thing is body weight exercise. So I've started doing a lot of body weight exercise from home, and I love it. It's great. High volume. You know, if you've been following me at all, you've seen that I've done like 1,000 push-ups in like just under 40 minutes was the fastest time I did it. Now that's an extreme case, and that was just like a fun challenge I did about 4 times. But doing volume from home, I've come to learn that it's like, that's great. And there's all sorts of cool stuff that you can do to hack those body weight exercises to create more forces like you are lifting weights. There's all sorts of things you can do and think about, and there's different ways to execute like push-ups and squats to make them harder. But body weight exercise is great. I haven't lost any muscle. I'm in better shape than I've ever been in. And I got some kettlebells. I have 4 kettlebells that I use as well, and like a pair of 15. So it's a super minimalist approach, but like I'm kind of a hippie guy. I like staying at home and working out barefoot out back and being in the grass and being in nature. And what I've realized is like, I actually really like working out from home. And so now that like some gyms are open, it's like, I'm going to work out half the time in the gym to get my heavier work done and whatnot. And then I'm going to do the volume stuff from home. So been enjoying that. It's been great. Okay. So bodyweight exercise can combat the no gym thing. Fasting and blood glucose management have been absolutely essential. So I've done a ton of fasting. So like eating 1 meal a day and eating it at night or right after a workout. And I work out typically in the afternoon. So I don't eat before I work out. Like I have to work out to earn my food essentially and get those steps up. And so that right there, if you can create that habit when you're at home, it's really powerful, because most of us, I know for me, it's like I struggle with like, man, I want to eat because I'm at home. And I've always been like that. Even though I've been in shape and I've been healthy, there's always kind of like that battle on the weekends of like, well, I mean, weekends are typically higher calories, so I'll eat a little bit more. This has really helped me master being at home, which is fasting, not going to the fridge all the time. I drink water throughout the day, maybe a cup of tea, some coffee, and then I eat at night when the sun goes down. I do all my work during the day. And so I just think that has been a powerful habit for me, because it's helped me decompress from wanting to go get food in the kitchen because I'm bored, or if I'm watching TV or something. Because if I watch TV, I want to eat, which brings us to the less TV thing. Less TV, I've been reading more. I've been involved in education. I've been reading just business books, self-development books, all of that. I've also been playing a lot of guitar and developing, that hobby. And so all sorts of good stuff, good, clean fun that you can do without the television. Because if I'm not engaged in something, if I'm not reading something, or if I'm not like playing guitar and using my hands, I want to have a fork in my hand, right? I'm just like anybody else. So that is really imperative. And another thing with the nutrition, as I've been doing, I said blood glucose testing. So I test my blood glucose all throughout the day and try and keep my blood sugar stable between 70 to 89. And make sure there's no spikes throughout the day. So insulin levels are low, and I'm able to burn body fat throughout the day, as I'm at this like lower level activity. And then I eat at night, and so I'm basically getting one big dump a day. But, fasting, you don't have to just do 1 meal a day. There's several ways to do fasting, but it could help. It can help modulate how many calories you have coming in and regulate that. But more so, it can also keep insulin low and stable. And so you're not spiking it constantly. You're in a better position to burn body fat that way and stay lean while you're at home. The next thing is probiotics, low inflammatory diet, low stress, and exercise for gut health. Okay, so I said we come in contact with less bacteria right now. What I've been doing is lots of fermented foods. I've been making my own fermented foods, which is a funny story, because some of my sauerkraut had mold growing off the other day, so I didn't quite get that batch right, but that's okay. But anyway, so probiotics, eating fermented food, had to throw that one away and go back to the drawing board. But the low inflammatory diet, so I'm eating low carb diet, not over consuming calories. I'm not eating processed foods. We are actually making like things like, so we figured out how to make chocolate chip cookies for a little indulgent, snack or whatever, a few times a week or once a week or whatever, depending on where I feel like my diet's at, my body composition is. But we started making treats and cookies with like almond flour and coconut sugar. And I test my blood glucose and it's like staying really stable. It's not spiking and going all crazy. My girlfriend, she's an amazing baker. And so she's been like trying to like hone in and master like these little treats. Like we had a peach cobbler the other day that was with good natural ingredients. So that's been huge. It's just keeping inflammation down, keeping blood sugar stable, because we are at home more and we're not coming in contact with bacteria and we're not moving as much. And then exercise has been shown to improve gut flora, like just exercise alone, which is amazing. So getting your daily exercise in is great. Getting outside and walking is great. So just move more, motion is lotion. And then alcohol. So I've switched from drinking. Typically I've done like a sparkling water with vodka, or like a vodka soda, or like a diet soda and vodka in the past. I'm trying to get away from all that stuff, like the especially the diet sodas. No more artificial sweeteners and whatnot. But I've switched over to like a good, clean red wine. And the red wine that I like is actually great because number one, I'm not drinking that much. A couple times a week, I'll have a glass or two of wine. So it's not like I'm drinking every night. But this wine, I've noticed if I have a glass of this wine with dinner, it actually stabilizes my blood sugar and actually keeps it low. So even when I have a high protein meal, your blood sugar is going to go up. It's going to spike pretty high. When I have a glass of this wine, it feels really good. I literally feel my eyelids get heavy at night. It helps increase relaxation. But also, when I take my post-glucose readings, they stay about what they were right before the meal, or they drop like 3 to 5 points. Okay, and then when I wake up in the morning, it's not like they went erratic and spiked in the middle of the night. It's actually stable in the morning. So if you're not drinking a ton and getting like drunk and hammered, alcohol can be beneficial and help relax your body. A alcoholic beverage. I'm finding that with wine, it's really the best. A good, clean, like it's a Syrah that I drink. So it's not all sugary or overly sugary. So that's kind of what I've done. But like I said, that's just here and there. I'm not really drinking alcohol that much, but I have switched over to that. And I've noticed that there's actually some positive blood sugar stuff going on after my meal. So, it helps relax. So anyway, that's how I've gotten in better shape during COVID. Okay. So I've moved more. I've done body weight workouts. I've limited my access to food in the house by fasting and trying to just stay busy with, activities around the house and work and whatnot. I've watched less TV. I've read more books, read things that you can try reading things that relate to your life. I've put good bacteria back in my body because I'm coming in contact with less bacteria in the outside world. And then I've kept stress low with meditation and a lot of spiritual stuff at home, a lot of gratitude practice, trying to live in gratitude and keep the outside world and all the stresses that we have in the outside world outside of my house. That's a big one. The world can be awfully toxic, and I have limited a lot of what comes into my household, which is huge, absolutely huge. And then the probiotics, the low inflammatory diet. I've been exercising, like I said, and then alcohol. I've switched over to a red wine a few times a week instead of vodka or beer. So with that said, that's episode 38, everybody. Better shape during COVID. You can do it. So as I said, tomorrow at 6 p.m., you guys should jump on the live webinar. I'm going to be doing an hour-long training, actually going deeper into how to get in shape, in the best shape of your life, and reclaim your health and rediscover it during these times, during the next 3 to 6 to 9 to 12 months, however long that we are in this new normal. You can do it. You can get in better shape, more mental, spiritual, and physical shape, better health than you've ever been. You actually have a great opportunity when you're at home. And it's something I've been exploring for several months now. So I want to share that with you guys. So 6 p.m. tomorrow, that's Pacific time. I'm going to add the link below here and sign up for the webinar. Show up ready to learn, find a quiet place to watch from. It's your first class at the School of Shred. And you don't want to be tardy to it. It's totally free tomorrow at 6 p.m. If you guys want to take advantage of the free email series, tomorrow's the last day as well. The 10-part series, that's at theschoolofshredpodcast.com. With that, we'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the Q&A Friday. Ask any questions you guys got. And with that, I want you guys to stay strong and healthy in body. Stay relentless and energized in spirit. And stay determined in your pursuits. That spells shred. Now go shred the day and get better in every way. Until next time, class, dismissed.